championship final rounds in the past. Very much the favourites to progress from Group B to reach another stage, and these are the results that we've seen in the last couple of days. Angola getting past Kenya, Senegal also over Mozambique. Earlier today, Kenya beating Mozambique, but the main stat that matters, both these teams with a 2-0 record as we see Angola come out onto the court. Both of these teams with 2-0 records, and both of them with plenty of history with each other. Last time they met in these championships was in the group stage of the 2015 version, and only a point separated these two teams, Senegal winning it 75-74. So much talent. Angola perhaps with the more experience. 7 of their players were in their roster last year in China for the FIBA World Cup. Last but by no least, Van der Wakim, very much in Angolan colours once again. Look out for Cipriano, 38 years young. Moraes, another veteran, so too Paulo, playing a more supporting role, but stacked with talent. And there you see the state of the group. Remember, there's another round of fixtures to be played in February in a similar bubble. So this only the first leg, if you like, between these two fine teams. Senegal perhaps going through a little bit of transition under head coach Boniface Ndong. Maurice Ndor, though, one of the 2 players that survived from China last year. The other being Youssoufa Ndoye. But plenty of talent too. Cleveland Hanna, a very handy recruit. 13 points for him against Mozambique, 12 points against Kenya. Both comfortable victories in the end for Senegal, although a margin of victory over Mozambique was perhaps less than they would have wanted, 60-53. They dispatched Kenya 92-54. Angola, well, they got past comfortably on both occasions as well, 87-58 against Mozambique, 83-66 against Kenya. This should be a rather special game, and of course unique circumstances. No fans allowed in, sadly. More sanitizer than you care to mention as we pause for the anthems. Moments away from tip then in Kigali. No handshakes, of course, no exchange of gifts, as we're getting used to seeing as we are introduced to our officials in charge for this one, Messrs. Mosta, Obulu and Kibeto from Egypt and Ethiopia, respectively. These two teams, of course, with so much history. Senegal have been in the top 4 of the last 3 versions of these championships. Angola coached, of course, by Jose Neto. These two teams met each other in the quarterfinal of AfroBasket in 2017. Senegal coming out on top. But let's look at this Angolan lineup, and most of their veterans in there. Cipriano, Paulo, Gaku. He's had a sublime bubble so far, and of course Vanda completing the starting 5. Look out though for Moraes coming off the bench. Moraes with 13 points against Mozambique. Another look for the impassive Jose Neto. Now to Senegal. No surprise to see Hannah in the starting lineup. And Doi and Dai, Fai and Mamadou and Dorso. No change from the starting 5 that began against Mozambique. Another chance to show Coach Boniface and Dong what they can do when it matters, and I assure you this does matter a very great deal, as you might expect.
No, sorry, the Ibo. Okay, you're gonna be jump. You always wanna hit here. Remember, 5 and 3, 2 and 4, always same side. And he like that side, all right? Yeah, so go, turn around, Ibu. Go. Used to follow right behind it, pick and roll. All right, we go. All right, and next one, regular horns. We get 1-5 side, and every time rebound, drive, double drive. All right, let's push the ball.
Let's go, man.
Let's go, guys.
Hey, confidence, be aggressive, be aggressive.
Hey, from a jump,
Aggression then the key for Senegal. And how much confidence must these players take from seeing such a legend of Senegalese basketball than Boniface and Dong giving the instructions. It's not that long ago that Ndong was part of the national team as a player, of course. Not far off a decade since he retired. And he's been involved in the coaching setup, but Angola, you would think, the slight favourites going into this with so much of that experience. And there's one of those veterans, Cipriano, walking out on court. And interestingly, Angolans making Senegal wait just a little here. They're not going to be rushed. This will be well worth watching from wherever you are around the world. Final FIBA AfroBasket Qualifier Group B contest in this bubble. And what a start that is for Cleveland Hannah from mid-range. Bit of a statement there from the man brought up in Rochester, New York. Here's Cipriano, blocked. And Senegal, well, they were made to wait. Now they're going to make Angola pay. How about the drive? Gaku. And Senegal have come out all guns blazing here. Jai, beg your pardon, with the driving layup, and here's going to be another one. How about this? Enjoy. What an opening 45 seconds so far from Senegal. One of Angola got to answer. No, denied. They are on fire already. Oh, and there was coming together on mid-court. Angola will benefit from the bad pass from Njai. But it's lively already. And there's Vanda picking up an offensive foul already, much to his bemusement. But how about the block? I mean, how on earth to get past that? And then there was the turnover, giving Ndoye the freedom of the Kigali court. It's not been a quiet first 79 seconds. And here we go. Door. Hannah. Nice screen from Njai, but still couldn't get away from his opposite number. Back it goes to Fi. What a spin. But the off-balance jumper wasn't going to work. Vanda picks up the rebound. Cipriano just about keeping things in check before Vanda tries to drive it up from the low post. And Ndoye with his first foul of the contest. And down, Cipriano from way back, off the rim. Decent rebound coming in from Gaku. Dow trying to drive it up. And how about the layup? Count it. +1. Well, Gaku loved it, watching on from the backcourt. Dow getting past Hannah, drawing the foul, superb. And immediately that sees Hannah sent back to sidelines. Lewis Adams coming on. Dow unable to convert from the line. Door. Jai from three-point range. Angola being made to consider, oh, well, for all the experience, they're being kept out for now, but not for long. Oh, terrific block from Njai. And the layup too. This is some contest here, and for all their years of experience here, Angola, Senegal are making them reconsider in these early moments. Great back pass from Van Dundau. It was denied though by Joy, and then they go coast to coast. Well, worth keeping an eye on this, as we just pause for a moment or two. Officials just making sure things are right. Fine. Can't convert the extra. 6-point game in these opening moments. Good screen, putting Dundau in for a moment. Or Cipriano rather. There is Dundau from the corner. Angola get the rebound. Surely Cipriano's not going to try from there. So much power, but not enough to get past Fight. Here he is finding Andor all alone, but it's Ajayi who attempts to finish off. Then Fight, and then finally it's put away by Andor. And Senegal have come to play already. So much intensity, they wanted aggression, and by golly, they've got it as well. Early timeout called, I think. Look at the reactions on the bench as well.
Nós vamos mexer um pouco a bola antes. Então, o que a gente for fazer, nós temos que fazer com mais intensidade, um pouco mais de ritmo. Se a gente chamar um bloqueio, nós temos que estar bem posicionado. Nós vamos ver esse bloqueio, a gente pode usar esse bloqueio. Tá? Vamos jogar zero pra gente ver. Vamos jogar zero bloqueio. Então, vamos na recuperação defensiva, que eles estão saindo rápido. Já teve um arremesso, voltamos. Ou melhor, já paramos de bloqueio.
Senegal then in the ascendancy. It was an odd moment then at the third attempt, Ndoye flush with the dunk and authority. He's just decided he'd had enough. You can imagine Angola will have had enough of this start so far. Dundau for the Angolans, who've barely got into this game so far. Cipriano from way back, no good. Still a three-pointer to be made by both teams here. Away comes Senegal through Andor. Driving it down the lane is Fight. Senegal will get another chance. Off the rim. Joy battling for it too. Finished off nicely by Fai this time, and he'll get the extra. Angola are looking completely perplexed here. About as simple an inbounds play as you're going to get. Fai, Belgian Cup winner with Leuven, now signed for Antwerp as well. Looking very good indeed so far as Angola kick it back out. Here's Dundau. And still it won't drop from downtown. Dor gets the screen from Ndoye. Lewis Adams. Oh, bad pass. Oh, but very nearly an immediate turnover. Cipriano Out to the corner it goes. Gaku from way back, and finally, but my word, what a three-pointer to get you started. Barely touched the net. And maybe that can energize the Angolans. However, these two teams still to meet in the second bubble that will take place in February. If it's as good as this, there'll be a treat on that in 2021. Senegal's edge just slipping a little, as do Angola to the floor. Foul called in the end on Lewis Adams, but this was Gaku. Oh. Gotta like what he's done there. 8 points, 11 rebounds against Kenya, 12 points against Mozambique. This is the game that matters in the group, no question of that. Gaku, top of the key, drives it up with authority. Can't find the finish though. And then an early foul from Cipriano, trying to just ease the momentum. Moraes in the game now for Angola. Concha 2. Paulo and Dundao step out. Ndor gets a great screen from Ndoi, but then Fi loses the momentum. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, and it's stolen. And away come Angola. Need the points to reflect the greater momentum that they've developed in the last few moments, but that's certainly not going to help. Expect better from a player of Moraes' quality and experience. Timeout called though. 7-point game, 4:14 to play. It'll be a Senegal timeout.
I walk through it. We can put a 5 roll, 4 pop. So I will pass it in, dribble, hand off. Hey, low post. So dribble, pull them. I basket, then they raise. Il peut pas, mon on est plus fort, il faut que le gars vous dégoûte. Si vous dribblez, vous dem, puis dribblez pour le passe. Mais si vous avez un gagnant, des passes mal. Et qui pousse ça, n'y fait pas. All right? Let's go. Okay? Let's go. Come on. Yeah, move.
Senegal with that lightning start to the quarter. Still giving them the advantage, but feels as if Angola are settling more into this. That 6-0 run early on. He left Angola reassessing all of their pre-game plans. Here's Njai and Ndor for Senegal. Fi switches it back with Ndor. Adams fires it up. No good, and on the fast break come Angola, but off the foot of Fi. Here's Adams, I beg your pardon. Angola not able to connect once again from downtown. Very poor from that department from both these teams. That Gaku triple apart. Fadeaway jumper, no good for Senegal. Doi unable to find near the finish. Here's Concha drives it up the lane and then kicks back out. Back inside it goes. Van der so unlucky, it rolls out for him, but that was some rebound and a little bit of afters there that I don't know that Gaku appreciated. And Sufa and Doi, very physical there. Talk about a tussle. Offensive rebound though is called. Senegal ball, Angola ball, I should say, with 3:10 remaining. Badge into the game, and so too Dime for Senegal. Fai and Ndoye out. A little consultation between the officials, probably just taking a few seconds just to take the edge out of that particular situation. Denied. Senegal squeezing Angola at the arc. Dime with the block. Gaku had been the go-to guy from three-point range, couldn't connect. Jai. Here's Badge. The door. Dime. Badge, a rather limp effort from way back. Long, would have been a long two. Over the top to Gaku, but stepped out of bounds. All a little unfortunate. Seven-point game. Offensive rebound here. Can Senegal profit? The door gets it quickly out to the corner, but that's well cut out. A little unfortunate there, Angola, not to pick up possession and possibility of a quick transition. De Silva now in for Gaku on the Angolan side. Senegal still with it as the shot clock expires. It was very nearly a fabulous three. Almost as good as the rebounding there. Dime getting stuck in. But it looks like Vander's picked up the foul. Look at this. Absolute commitment from both teams. De Silva in there, and he's only just got on the court, but that's not Vander's first foul. I believe. No, check that back. That is his first. As Malik Dime steps to the line, very much in the highlight reels from earlier in the bubble. Around the European leagues for the last couple of years. Now to Andorra in the Endenza. Angola down by 9 as the officials intervene once more. Angola still with Senegal now into the bonus territory. Van drawing the foul from Dime. And way back. Onto Chow, failing to land the three. Here's Adams on a shorter distance, but clearly fouled. And it is a very physical contest, this one. And is that another one on Vander? Looks like it. That's his second now. He's enjoying the contest, if not exactly the call. And he'll step out with 2 early fouls to his name. Here's Adams to the line. Born in Dakar, but that's his South Carolina state. He's had 1 season in Spain, but mostly played in Senegal club basketball. No problems there with the second of the free throws. 10-point game. Senegal probably good value for this lead at the moment. Cipriano needs to spark something here. Almost lost the ball under pressure from Adams. Fires the 3 up. Can't get there, and neither can Angola on the rebound. Dime picks it up. Just about a minute to play in the opener, but that's some 3 and some way to make your introduction to the game, and why not smile, Maktar Gay? Learning all he can in college basketball at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Conceição for Angola. To the top with the key it goes. Time running out, 3 seconds on the shot clock. It's got to go up, and it does. Angola really needs to find some rhythm from somewhere. That Adams is finding that well, right up until the layup. Got into a great position though. Last play I suspect coming up in this final quarter, first quarter I should say. I doubt Angola are going to want to give Senegal another chance, given the efficiency so far from them. Moraes going to go himself. He is from deep, off the rim once more, and that will do us for the opening period in the Kigali Arena. The top 2 in Group B. They didn't have much to separate them going into this, but it's been an emphatic start from Senegal. 18-5 they lead, and no one who's watched it can say it's not deserved either. Here's the comparisons. Senegal poor from 3-point range, but Angola not much better. And they can't find their feet in the paint either. And these are just some of the key moments of that first 10 minutes. Finished with aplomb by Njai. Terrific hustle on defense to keep Dow out for at some stage, and then the block to complete the task. It's been very effective defensively from Senegal. Massive amount of difference perhaps between these two teams, but if there is a difference, it's probably points in the paint like that one from Ndoye. 10 points to Senegal, just 2 so far from Angola, who've been a little bullied in that department. Gaku, the only triple from Angola in that opener. Hot hand indeed at that moment. Not a lot else, and remember this, the first group of qualifiers. Our next round of 3 fixtures for each team. Well, that's on those dates there. February 19th through to 21st. Lewis Adams would love to see Senegal to another AfroBasket. .23 rebounds to 13 in favour of Senegal, and 9 of them offensive. Angola need to get a hold of what's happening in the paint one way or another, as Adams gets us going in the second. Hannah. Foul called on Conchachao. Adams, dime, thigh, Guy, and Hannah in for Senegal at the start of this second quarter. Cipriano, Conchachao, De Silva, Maresh, and Pedro for Angola. Put up by Guy. Dime in there, battling in near the paint. He'll have done well to lay this one up. Can't quite get there, but he might get a second go. That doesn't work, but he does draw the foul, and once again, Senegal dominant in the paint. Pedro with a real job on his hands there for Angola. So too De Silva, who picks up the foul, and Dime will go to the line. Dime, 28 years of age these days. And whilst there is still experience, the likes of Hannah, 33, Adams, 30. There's plenty of youth there. Phi, 23, Guy, 23, and Dorr, 23. Maurice Dorr, 28. He's yet to be called on, of course. Dime makes one from two. And the ascendancy continues for the men in green and white. To the low post it goes. Joaquim can't spin and find the basket. Here's Hannah. Gets the screen from Dime from three-point land, no good. Cipriano with the rebound. Towards Pedro. The fadeaway jumper again, not good. One way or another, that has to improve. Adams. To the corner it goes. Oh, air ball. Guy this time. One from two at the moment. From the floor. Cipriano. Conchachao. And have Senegal stolen? Yes, they have. Lewis Adams hustle responsible. Another turnover going against the Angolans. Well, that's as much a steal to me as it is a turnover. Changes made as well. Cipriano steps out. Paolo comes on. Experience like for like. Dorr for Senegal. Doy, spin and turn. He's a double team, still gets the jumper away and draws the foul. Maresh with the rather wry, relaxed smile. But you can sense the frustration behind the smile as well. Jose Neto, a little less sympathetic in profile. And Doy will go to the line. Having a very effective first half here right now, and Doy missed that one, of course, but 4 points, 6 rebounds so far. Dime, by the way, 3.7 rebounds. That I suggest is where the game is being won and lost right now. Dong will want just for this to continue. Less that though. Away come Angola. Maresh drives it up, can't put the ball up in the air, and Neto is determined to have his say. A little bit more of that, please, Mr. Official. As the slap comes in from Njai. .45 to play in this first half. 14-point game. Moraes to the line. And his first points of the night. Part of the Atletico Petroleos setup, of course. Didn't play against Kenya in the previous game in this group, but did pick up 13 points in just 17 minutes against Mozambique. Here comes Senegal. Hannah. Dor. Back to Cleveland Hannah. Steps away. And Dor back to Hannah, top of the key. It's got to be put up. But I don't know if Cleveland Hannah was ever really set for that one. So many good years in Spain. Down the years. More quality, Spain-like quality required right now. There's another turnover, stolen away, and away comes Ndai, who just about holds on to it. Fai to Njai, who's enjoying it at the low post, and frankly enjoying it everywhere right now. And Ndoi with another driving lie-up, and that might be at the other end. And Njai being drawn for the foul after a lovely little assist. Paolo Manjago. Well, let's watch this again. Well worth it to Ndoi. Getting past Pedro. As if he's not there. Paolo to the line then. He is a force, that man. Ndoi. While Angola start to get something from the line. They've got to force the pace a little bit on and put these Senegalese players under pressure. And you heard the call from the sidelines there. More hustle, more aggression. Seen plenty of that from Senegal, and once again, Ndoi causing mayhem. And Pedro's driven to distraction right now. Great vision from Hannah to pick out Ndoi. They're just feeding him every single time, and Ndoi will go to the line. But you're hoping for a little better conversion from the three-point line. Ndoi yet to make one so far. There we are, 1 in 4. .14-point game. Angola barely got off the bus. And down one for Conceição, by the way. As Pedro kicks it back out towards Dundao. Away comes Senegal. Hannah trying to get round the back, can't. And Ndoi given the chance to go for more familiar territory. And how about that? This is some first half of basketball from Senegal. They've completely shut down Angola. Although Moraes is doing his best and can't get past Njai. Albeit Senegalese drawn for the foul. This is very impressive stuff right now from Senegal, who didn't always impress against Mozambique. Angola have been left to fend for scratches. Fye called for the foul. Power to the line. One from two from Pedro. Still not into double figures yet with 6 minutes remaining in the half. Here's Andor. Fye to Hannah. So much open court. Do not give Cleveland Hannah that sort of space. And how about the celebrations too? It couldn't be going much better for Senegal. 18-5 up in the first quarter. They lead 28-9 midway through the second. Timeout called Angola, and they really had no choice.
Yes, it will look good. It's just like the free, but we put on the high post. Yeah, and then we move. Try to get the ball.
Cleveland Hannah showing once again what he's capable of. 8 points now to his total. And successive three-point plays. He's got every reason to enjoy life right now. Doy with 7. But it's Hannah leading the way right now for Senegal. Indeed, leading scorer. What on earth do Angola do from here? Kick back out. Dundao trying to chase it up. Oh. Tries to put up an ambitious layup. And Ndoye said quite simply, no. He's going to be called for the foul, but I doubt Yusufa Ndoye will mind all that much there. It's a reminder to Dundao about the perils of the trade. It doesn't look like Boniface Ndong is that too fussed either. Angola then into double figures with 5:31 left in the half. One from two once again. Angola barely got off the bus. Here's Hannah trying to drive it up. 2 triples to his name. Can he tee up his teammate? No. Bancic was waiting for it, but just couldn't quite finish things off. Draws the foul though once again. They're going to step up to the line for the first time. All sorts of conversations on the Senegal bench, but all pretty relaxed, and that'll help their cause unless Fye can't finish off, and he can't. In fact, it was Njai who had the opportunity to add 2. Hannah. Oh, well, he had to do something wrong, I guess. Turnover out of bounds. And once again, clutching at straws here. Somehow have to find their way back into this, and Moraes is doing his best, drawing the foul there. Door just a little late. Quiet night so far for Moraes. As I say, well rested after missing the game against Kenya, which Angola duly won by a small margin of 17 points. You would imagine, well, Moraes is 100% shooting so far. You'd imagine the coach is going to really want to get into his players at the interval. Here's Ndor for Senegal, though. Might take it on himself. No, kick back out once more. Fine, no good from three. Moraes tries to drive it down the lane. Somewhat finds Silva over in the corner, but out of bounds it goes once more with 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. What Senegal find easy, it's all a little laboured right now for Angola. And once again, simple inbounds play. Can't succeed, and there, waiting at the end. Oh, he almost lost it. Dylan Jai just about recovered, though. And Ndor, Hannah, what can he do from this range? We've seen already his capability. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Gets some open court, and do not deny him that chance. 14.67% from three-point land. Hannah's on fire right now. Moraes can't find the layup under all sorts of pressure. Did Hannah keep it in bounds? Yes, he did. Here's Badge. And Senegal will reset once more. The door. Foot out of bounds. What a disappointment that was, given Hannah's great work to keep the possession going. And this is just a thing of beauty. And that, I suspect, is his half done. Barring any collapse. Looks like Badge might be off as well. I'll confirm that in a moment. As Dime goes in on Pedro there. Reaching over the top, as you can see, is the suggestion from the coaches on the Angolan side. We're not loving life right now. Dadao straight into a joy, which is not a fair contest physically. But the referees are on Dadao's side, and you saw the expression and maybe even the smile. Second foul then for the giant centre. 2 meters 12 tall. You can see why he's been such a hit wherever he's gone in Europe. Had one season of Summer League, and unsurprisingly led Pro A in rebounding last season. Now Real Betis, and once again 1 from 2 Angola from the line, which is happened far too often now. Here's Fight, driving it up from the low post, the spin, and the layup. (34-13). Just feels that everything is turning to dust at the moment for Angola. The coach will just want to get them into the locker room, and Senegal lay it up with Adams. It's not successful. A toll for Angola right now. 2 more points to Adams. Dundao would have been a fabulous layup. Doesn't that sum things up, Pedro, for Angola? I think Abdul's taken a blow there. Maybe the coach has seen it, but Dundao taking on Fi. And collisions all over the court right now. So both teams now in bonus territory. So Pedro called for the foul. And Abdul will put it up. One from two. 33 rebounds, Senegal, 22 to Angola. That's where it's been won and lost right now. Angola just cannot get going at all. As Moraes tries to drive it up. Abdul might have picked up another foul. Angola are averaging just over 7% shooting from in the paint and 7 from three-point range, which is just unsustainable. 2 from 27 as Coach Dong sees sense and hooks a door for the remainder of this half. 2 minutes 7 to play. Moraes to the line. Stats so far that just shows the difference between these two teams. Here's another one. Senegal with 16 points in the paint. Angola just 2. Cleveland Hanna back out there now with Andor's substitution. It's come off Angola once again. Watch that again. Well, that looked like it came off Fi. I wonder if the officials are going to take a look at this. No, it's Senegal ball. And Moraes just asking the question. Not that it will get him anywhere. Final 2 minutes of this half, which has shown Senegal at their very best. Angola less so, despite Pedro forcing a halt there. 12 seconds on the shot clock here. Ooh. Quite a backcourt violation and very nearly there from Fi. Hanna. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. It's got to go up. Does get it up. And nowhere near. And away comes Dundao. So quick, but he's just been unable to finish from those situations. 1 from 6 now, but he is picking up the odd foul, drawing the odd foul from Senegal. Oh, that was serious contact on Lewis Adams. Moraes looking to set things up. The alley-oop. Not quite for Pedro. Dundao from the corner. No good. Another offensive rebound. Joy is enjoying life to the full right now. Another block. (37-16). Senegal will just love to take their time right now. But, they'd like to hold on to possession, but they're not going to do so. An unsportsmanlike called on Lewis Adams, who can't understand it, but there did seem to be a pullback on Antonio. Let's watch this again. Loses the ball. And he might have a case, but the officials are not to be confronted. Even in this age of official reviews. Quick chance for Coach Nito to consult his troops. Well, Antonio puts it up from the line. And Adams steps out of the game, obviously. One from two once more. And still Angola ball. With around 1 minute to play in this half. Right. Back to him. Pedro. Gonna drive it up from the low post, or Gaku rather. From downtown, Dundao only finds the rim. With the shot clock pending. Hannah. Looking for Joy. And Angola step in. That'll be some layup from Moraes. It was a great effort, but finished off in the end. Final play then of the half. Pedro with that layup for Angola. Hannah drives it up. Oh, denied superbly. Pedro responsible for that. And maybe that might just provide a bit more heart for Angola in this second half. Denies Hannah quite superbly. But it's been Senegal's half, unmistakably. An 18-point differential. And Angola have got their work cutting back from that. Here's your points. 18% Angola from the paint, 6%, 1 from 16. And rebounds going Senegal's way as well. Much more efficient, 10 more assists to 4 from Angola. Cleveland Hannah 11 points. But Angola just haven't got going at all. That lead for Senegal was at one stage 24 points. It's only 18 now, but most of these highlights are going to involve Senegal. You would have thought they've it all stems from that first quarter where they won at 18-5, and their opponents have been left trailing ever since. Some pleasing drives down the lane from Dundao, but it's been left to others to produce the key moments, with Gaku 5, Moraes 5. And all at the other end, Adoy has been, well, resplendent in his role. 7 points, 8 rebounds. Hannah 11 points, just the 1 rebound. Don't forget Dime in rebounding terms as well, 3.7 rebounds. Jai picking up 4. That was nice from Gaku, wasn't it? And here's Andor. There's a great example of what he's been able to do against both Pedro and also Joaquim. Joaquim has only played 8 minutes, 17 seconds. Yet to get points on the board, just 1 effort from inside the paint. They've missed his importance so far, but Hannah daggers through the heart. 2 back-to-back threes. Can't deny how easy he makes plays like that look. Man, don't you love the celebrations too? This was him again, one of 4 trays during that first half, 3 I should say. 4 from 8 from the floor. Only Ndoye more efficient in shooting. Between Ndoye and Hannah, Senegal will expect them to get a 3rd win out of 3 in around about an hour's time. Spin and turn, the spin, and the jumper in the end from 5. Lewis Adams with something to say. And then just at the finish, Pedro with a supreme block on Cleveland Hannah. Well, they haven't had much to shout about, Angola, in that first period, but what they have had has come from Dundao. This probably is best drive so far, picking up the and 1 from Cleveland Hannah. Does well to shake it off though, doesn't he? And finish the layup. So while Dundao has been the backcourt star for Angola, as far as Senegal are concerned, it's been Cleveland Hannah. First points of the contest. Showed he was ready for the fight. And that with 3 triples has made him the standout for Senegal here in Kigali. He's been deadly so far. 3 from 6 from 3-point range in the end. That was the second of this, the third. It was just insult being added to injury. That's your first half highlights. Rejoin us shortly for the second half.
And here comes Kendall Manuel. And nice pass inside, but he's swatted from behind for Senegal, number 28, Ibrahim Afai. The ball's back, getting his first 2 points, but quickly the other end is Irekbu, who knows nothing about slowing down. He is, again, just so quick. And going in for the dunk, but denied. Sidibe says, this is your house, but tonight, this is my house.
Looks for the pass from Cleveland Hannah. And there's dime. Oh, goodness me. He saw the ball and he says, I'm going to do a little bit of reverse two-handed jam.
No look pass. Beautiful play, Angola. De Silva.
And we're back in Kigali for the second half of the meeting of the top two in some of that quality to come back, and it would be a remarkable comeback from this position to win this game. That's it. Second place in 2015, preceded of course by victory not just in 2013 for the Angolans, but in 2009, 2007, a succession of FIBA Africa Championships going all the way back to 1999. They have been the dominant force for so many years. And Angola will expect better than 2017 when, as I mentioned, they finished in 7 spots. Losing, of course, where they'd finished inside the top 3 in every FIBA Africa Championship, going all the way back to 1983. Astonishing run of success. So let's see what they can do here. It'll be Angola ball, of course. 18 points, the margin. Angola with Cipriano, Dadao, Gaku, Joaquim and Moraes on the court. Here's Cipriano. Thought about putting up Gaku. Over to Moraes. No good. And Abubakar Gaku trying to fight for it. So no success in the end. Senegal with Hannah, Dor, Thai, Jai, and inevitably Ndoye. Hannah finds a Jai, and Ndoye was always going to take on Joaquim, but drives it up, does Ndoye. Oh my word, that's quality. 9 points to his name, 8 rebounds, surely on for a double-double, or maybe more than that. Gaku for Angola, Dadao. Now Joaquim to the corner, Moraes denied, and Jai with the block. Senegal meaning to continue where they left off. Oh, and that's back of the hand from Njai. That's all very messy. And they'll go all the way back to the other end of the court. Moraes. Here's Joaquim. He's clearly going to be central to events in this second half, and Joaquim's first points of the contest. The door finds Hannah. Thai. It's stolen. He's just about recovered the situation. That's good work on the floor, that. Hannah all thought about the tray, will put the long range 2 up. No good. Gets his own rebound though. And finds Ndor. Thai. And Jai from the corner. Air ball. And here's Moraes in transition. Teed up nicely, but ultimately not successful. Five with the spin down the lane. Jai trying to get home, but the door shot firmly on him at the layup. Joaquim once again taking on Ndoye. Oh, almost successful. just didn't roll for him. And everything needs to roll Angola's way. Well, that will certainly help with Njai called out of bounds. Let's watch Njai denied again by Gaku. Nothing more satisfying than when your team denies the opposition like that. And even a huge triple from way, way back. Still Angola ball. 8 seconds left. Now converted to 14, of course, with Ndor picking up his 3rd foul. Cipriano gets it straight back from Gaku. But it's really not effective at all, is it? Cipriano yet to get a point right now, and everybody being shut down right now. Ndor off the rim. That didn't look comfortable jumper from long range too. Moraes, but the rebound gathered in by Gaku. Foul called. And Ndor. Well, I thought a foul had been called, but officials saying that Ndor ripped that out. In fact, Ndor now on the sidelines, and Lewis Adams, as you can see, combining with Cleveland Hanna. 18-point game. And I thought the efficiency from Senegal this time. Foul called. Abdou Baj unable to quite comprehend that, but we get that sort of look from every foul that's been called. Gaku drawing the foul, and Baj called for an offensive foul. Gaku over the top, back it goes to Conceicao. Moraes has to step back with Baj right there to Cipriano. Oh, doesn't get anywhere near landing that. Away comes Senegal with Hanna. It's just not working for the likes of Cipriano or Moraes, but it very nearly did there for Baj with the layup. Picked up very nicely, should have done better actually. And fight. Looks like he's been called for a foul on Gaku. Second foul for Fai, as you can see. Conceicao finding the space, but Fai's all over Joaquim there. Oh, get out of my house. Joaquim to have another go. And this time, we'll draw the foul. It's called on Baj. And Joaquim will go to the line. And Senegal already in a one foul away from bonus territory here. And we're still just about midway through the 3rd quarter. Cipriano steps out for now. Antonio comes in. Not worked at all for Olympio Cipriano for all of his history in the Angolan game. And all his 31 combined points against Kenya and Mozambique. Yet to get one so far, as Joaquim makes 2 from 2. Fai looking at his options, gives a good screen to Endor, who almost loses it. The corner it goes, Adams. I think Angola got a piece of that, and away they come, Moraes. Just some faint signs of a revival here for the Angolans, but so much more needed. Antonio picks out Joaquin, who lays it up. 1 or 2 fans getting inside the arena. You can't really hear them. But at that moment, Joaquin with a fabulous off-balance jumper fadeaway brought them to life, and that man in particular. Timeout called Senegal. Still 14 points up, but maybe grounds for concern.
Aggressivity against over-aggressivity, but we don't shoot. Okay. We take the ball there, we have an advantage. We don't have advantage if you play face up, you play face side, so tranquilo. Mais sans pousse sur une option. So let's not turn the pressure against us. You stay quiet, they keep doing it, you come back, all right? Okay, for Louis. Yeah, so don't wait to come back. Let's go.
Hey, don't do that. Senegal, let's go, team.
Okay, we keep going 2 touch. 2 touch. Yeah, 2 touch. You can play guys now, it doesn't matter. Anybody can play the pick and roll.
Plenty of work to do for Angola, but if they were to get on a decent run, this would certainly put them into contention. And they have to keep denying Senegal at this stage. Full court press as well. Endor. Even Hannah back on, as you can see, for Adams. Maybe a significant part of the game here. Angola's certainly keen to press, and they've stolen it. Great bit of work from Antonio. You never know what might lead from this. Here's Gaku. Constantino. Antonio back inside to Joaquin. Constantino. Back to Joaquin. Can he find the jump? Oh, he can. That is superb. And it's keeping Angola in this right now. 8 points to his name, 60% shooting, and all of them in this 3rd quarter. But how about the alley-oop? There's the response. And Jai bringing the Senegal fans around the world to their feet. $14-point game. But Angola producing their best basketball of the game so far. Not that the first half was much, but there Joaquin's lost it. And downtown and down the lane goes Njai for the dunk. Maybe that might sniff the revival in the bud. Gonna have to just keep pressing here. Gaku with a bit of open court, not as much as Antonio though, off the rim. Hannon with the rebound, and Jai's gonna go coast to coast. Can't find the layup, but he'll draw the foul from Moraes. There was no way Moraes was going to let Njai go unhindered to the basket there. I could have got a little tasty, that. Doy back in the game now. Badge steps out for Senegal. There's Njai to the line. Moraes making his way to. Paolo in for him. Another change being made as That's our Gay comes back in for Njai, who's done his bit for now. Conceicao. Gaku for three. No good, and Doi inevitably with the rebound. Oh, foot out of bounds from Thai. That'll annoy him. And his coach. A few too many turnovers for either team's liking, but that was nice, wasn't it, from Thai? Just delightful. A real crowd pleaser as Gaku tries to set things up for Angola. Offensive foul called, though, in the paint. Paolo, the man responsible in the end. Hannah drawing the foul. Paolo, in fact, I should say. Cleveland Hannah back out. And the dangerous pass for now. For Senegal, at least. Adams back on the court. The door, though. Try and find him. Oh, just does. And Adams will be slightly relieved to see that jumper land. Paolo. Conceicao. A little bit of space there, but gets it back to Joaquim. And another defensive rebound goes Senegal's way. Guy, Dor, drive it up himself. Will he? No, tees up and Doi. Senegal, no. As long as they keep their defensive vice-like grip on Angola, they'll win this, and the blocks like that one from Thai certainly help. Definitely got some of that. As Doi goes down for the dunk. And Senegal have righted the ship. And any sense that Angola are coming back in this third quarter has just been terminated, I would think. Still time for them to come back, but Doi is having the night of nights. 11 points, 11 rebounds, timeout called Angola.
Lembra? Vamos fazer a 4, mão a mão, começando com o Johnny. Johnny faz mão a mão. Porque nessa hora aqui, você vem fazer esse backpick. É isso que eles estão fazendo. Recebe a bola, olha. Ou você tem um arremesso, ou você pode penetrar e You drive.
Well, that's 2 blocks now for Thai. Doi has a couple too, but he's also got the small match of 11 points and 11 rebounds for a double-double. Real talent. And how pleased Real Betis must be to have him in club basketball as well. Work still to do for Angola. Here's Antonio for 3. Rebound coming in from Paolo. But the officials step in. Pedro back in, of course, for Joaquim on the Angolan side. Less than a minute to play. Paolo picking up the offensive rebound. And on we go. Until Adams called for his latest foul. I believe that's his third. And Senegal will consult once more as the officials consult themselves at the desk. Good to see everyone taking these pandemic restrictions seriously in Kigali, as they have done all 3 games of this first set of Group B qualifiers. So away we go after the technical timeout. Chow, and this way and that. Antonio, 3 seconds left on the shot clock. It's got to be Antonio from the corner. Barely got there, but the driving layup came from Pedro in the end. Fi called for the foul, I believe. Let's watch this again. No, it's not Fi. All the same. Pedro to the line after Guy was called for a personal foul. 2 free throws then to Senegal as they... to Angola, I should say. And all these points, all these opportunities as valuable as ever. Neto hasn't given up by any means, but it is a 19-point difference. 30 seconds to play in the quarter. Full press is on. Oh, but Guy goes flying into Gaku. Watch that again. That's the feel of an offensive foul, and a reaction from Pedro. Told you so. Gaku, rather. He's they need everything they can get here, Angola, even from last plays of the quarter. Just less than a second difference on the shot clock. Gaku still can't land from 3-point land. Chow. 5 seconds remaining. Can he find the layup? Doesn't drop for him. And then finally, Pedro does their best, and they're all going to want to have another look at that, aren't they? Gaku's imploring the officials to go to the TV screen. They won't. And nothing going right at all for Angola. Let's watch that again. And here is Gaku. Did it go in after time expired? That is what the officials are saying. And it's what the decision will be. 48-29, Senegal lead after 3 quarters. Lively finish, but even then in that 3rd quarter, Angola, whilst they restricted Senegal to just 11 points, still lost the quarter. 1 from 27 now, Angola, from 3-point range. Extraordinary stat. Let's watch the key moments of the 3rd quarter. It was feisty. Plenty of hustle in defense. Joaquim certainly coming to the party with his presence in the paint. So too the Angolan fans that are inside the Kigali arena. Fi there finishing off the alley-oop. Always a sight to see. And then Jai rather enjoyed himself there too. There's just been no way through though for Angola as we pick up after the end of the third at the start of the fourth. And still no joy in the paint as Senegal come away with it. De Silva in for Gaku on the Angolan side. Jai and Hannah back in for Senegal. I'll give you the lineup. Says Hannah tries it from way back indeed, and completely off balance too. And Angola will get another bite right now. Angola with Antonio, Conceição, De Silva, Paulo and Pedro on court. Senegal, Badge, Fai, Hannah, Jai and Adore. There's De Silva. Back it goes to De Silva, who's going to put it up, and finally, Melvin De Silva makes the three-point play. His first opportunity. Where has he been on goal? Maybe Angola should have got him on sooner. 2 from 28 from three-point land, Angola. A foul called on Badge as well. So I'll try once more. Well, you might as well. Conceição with the attempt from three-point range. And Adore in there battling to get free from Leonel Paulo. These two teams set to meet up once again then in February, when we resume that second meeting on February the 21st. There's a Jai from the corner. Oh, just sublime. 50 up for Senegal, 51-32. Time fast running out for the Angolans as they look to maintain that unbeaten start to Group B. Paulo layup gets round nicely. Yeah. Figure of Badge. And Dorse gets away from Paulo this time. Just keen to wind the clock down. Hannah gets it back to Adore. And Adore's going to go all the way with the reverse. Oh, the finish not quite what the build-up demanded. Well, Conceição got away from Hannah there, but Hannah had the last laugh in the end. And look out! And Jai watching on as Fai finishes off the dunk. They look very tough to beat, Senegal. You'd imagine they'll be favourites to win Group B as De Silva tries from long range once more. Hannah files it up. And here is Njai. Senegal ball. Yeah, she would back Senegal to win Group B when we do resume. 3 games in exactly the same structure as this window. Senegal first up against Kenya on Friday the 19th of February, then Mozambique on the 20th, before Angola up once more on the 21st. As Anthems is losing the ball, and away comes Paulo with a dunk, and that is strong. He'll get the extra 2. And I think he's hurt, and I wouldn't be surprised because that was strong defensively from Fai. Some contact here. Watch this and wins. And you hope he's okay. It's that left leg that landed a little awkwardly. At the other end, Fai with the flush dunk now, 10 points to Ibrahima Faye, who's already got a few on the highlight reel this weekend, and still Lionel Paulo taking treatment. That was some collision. And not surprisingly, he's going to be led to the sidelines. I wonder if that's the last we'll see tonight. Paulo's sparked a little bit of life into the Angolan backcourt. And now going to have a look at this, the officials, to see what further actions can be pursued. It was a very, very physical line there from Faye. The question here is surely whether it is going to be deemed unsportsmanlike or worse. Yet another replay being looked at would suggest that the officials are going to take their time here. And unsportsmanlike is the call from the looks of things. Just an unsportsmanlike then. And that's not the sort of play you want to see encouraged at any stage. I think Faye needs to keep an eye out for the next 7 minutes remaining in this game. Angola unsuccessful again from three-point range. And away comes Senegal. Anthems. Looking on at the officials, but foul called. The officials stepping in once more. Back comes Ndoye onto the court. As Senegal make the change. And Ndoye back into Badge and Adams stepping back for now. Here's Cleveland Hannah. 11 points, 6 rebounds so far. Driving it up. There's 2 more. He has been a joy tonight, Cleveland Hannah. Stretches Senegal's lead even further. And these points will matter, of course. It's all about the points differential for Angola now. They may not get this game back, but they can reduce this margin significantly. Still time for that to do. Oh, round the back was glorious from Pedro. What a shame it was that Angola couldn't complete the play. Ndoye. Faye, I think he was looking for a long three there. He was trying to get the alley-oop almost for Ndoye, but foul called on De Silva. And that was the reason he couldn't get the alley-oop completed. Here is Faye. Ndoye. Hannah. 5 seconds on the shot clock. It's got to be put up by Faye. Silva with the rebound. Here come Angola. And that is an offensive foul, no question. So Moraes gets it wrong. Needless to say, he doesn't agree, but that's not the important factor. Hannah clearly in position. Not an awful lot to argue about that one for Carlos Moraes. Hannah Done down in his face. Inside to Ndoye. It's been a feature of the game. Ndoye's going to turn from the low post. Oh, just no stopping him. 13 points, 13 rebounds, 75% shooting. Well, Angola could have done with that a little earlier, quite frankly. Goncalves. Goncalves with the long-range effort, but there's an offensive foul called on Ndoye there just as he was about to lay up for 2 more. Silva delighted with the call. Inside the final 5 minutes then, and by how much can Angola reduce this deficit to give themselves a shot of getting the head-to-head on Senegal in the end. Dundao for 3. Gonna persist with that, even though it's not worked for them. Hasn't worked remotely. 3 from 34 now from 3-point range. Oh, that's a nice step. Oh, very near to the layup. And Fi, I'm sure, was a marked man driving it up there. De Silva didn't exactly hold back. Super ankle breaker to get past Pedro. But De Silva wasn't having it, and he's called for an unsportsmanlike, which may not be the greatest shock of the weekend in the FIBA qualifying world. Double digits now for Fi. And still Senegal ball. Here he is, with De Silva in his face once more. Oh, what a good layup that is. Ibrahim Afai, 6 from 11. Senegal's lead stretching out now to 20 points. And this is going to be a concern for Angola going forward. Pedro with the points. Here's Hannah. Senegal would love, what, 25-point differential. Here's Ndoye. Looking for Ndoye inside, but Pedro's equal to it. Dundao. Race. Oh, great play from Angola. That's gorgeous. Pedro finally under the basket with the reverse. Brings up 10 points to his name, and that's just nice. And nothing Ndoye can do for once. And a little bit more from that from Angola, and that deficit may well be reduced heavily. Senegal timeout.
The right way. Remember, okay, if you don't have inside clubbing, you go dribble handoff. All right, let's keep running to that. It's something that worked very well for us. Nothing else. Except if we get a rebound, then we try to drive. All right, and watch, they're gonna try to pressure. All right, so these two guards try to get the ball. Bye. You get it up every time, okay, and then we keep moving. All right, if they pressure, we attack. All right, look for an easy one. If you don't have a shot, we can always freestyle. We can always freestyle. And I even like freestyle because they're gonna change the angle. For you see, you come last minute, you take the angle. You don't like the shot, you go do the handoff with him or him. Now you don't have problem. Either of them can play that. All right? Good job, guys. Take that breather. The clock is for us, okay?
Well, it has certainly been physical down the paint, with Senegal getting most benefit from that department. It's been very enjoyable to watch as well. 47% from two-point land for Senegal. That lack of a three-point option has really hurt Angola tonight. Just 8% from beyond the arc. Hannah then takes us into the final 3 minutes. Long range two. He's such a sublime player to watch when he gets in positions like that. Angola not done yet, but Goncalves needs to hold on to the ball a little more effectively there. Another turnover going Senegal's way. The door, under pressure. Oh, what a spin to get away from Goncalves. Still under pressure there on next to the sideline from Moraes. He's done well in the end there. Oh, offensive foul called from Hannah, right in the face on Dundao. Not the most effective of screens. It has got a little tasty there, and well, it was interesting. Did Dundao make contact with the head of Hannah first? I don't think so. And there is considerable niggle about this right now. And the officials have got to keep an eye out as Angola once again missed from long range, but Pedro makes sure of the layup. Gets the and 1-2. Draws the foul from Ndoye. They cut back to 16. And now 15. Pedro with 11 points now, 7 rebounds too. The press is on once more from Angola. Hannah. Ndoye. Oh, he has had a night to enjoy. And yet another dunk from the big man. 78% shooting. Well, he nearly gets a steal for his troubles there too, but Pedro needs to shake it off, and Ndoye takes the call of the foul in his stride, as he may well might, with Senegal comfortably in front. And that is his night done. 5 personal fouls, but 15 points. 13 rebounds, an assist in there too. Couple of blocks, a steal. He thinks it's 4. My stats in front of me say 5, but it's all about what the officials think. And is that a technical or just a timeout called? Ndoye's insistent that he's on 4, but he has been invited, shall we say, to take a seat, and that is it. And a rather sad way to finish the game for Youssoufa Ndoye, with 1 minute 47 remaining. Didn't take that one too kindly, did he? So here's the free throw for the technical. Badge into the game for Senegal that enjoys its expense. And he's still not a happy man, is he? And now Pedro has his 2 free throws. All of these perhaps quite valuable in the long run. 15-point the deficit now. They could get it to single figures. Angola might be a little happier with the situation. This is the only quarter they're leading right now. Lost the first three. Up by 3 in this quarter. 1 from 2 though from those free throws. 2 from 3 overall, of course. And here's Fi for Senegal. Door. Issuing the instructions to Hannah. Angola looking for a foul, but they will at least get the ball, and here's Dundao. Naraish can't connect for yet another three-point range, I should say. Great turn from Ndoi, so comfortable in that situation. Gets it back to, here's Hannah from the corner. Back out to Fi at the top of the key. 5 seconds on the shot clock. And Fi will go long range himself. All to no effect. Final minute then. So we're the shortest that Senegal's lead has been for some time. De Silva, finds Pedro, and the reverse. Now's a clinical play. Where has this been from Angola? They've needed this a little earlier. You can say Senegal's levels have dropped, but here's Hannah from mid-range, gets 2. And look at Coach Nito on the other sideline. He's very, very unhappy indeed. Senegal getting the ball back. And foul called, I think. Coach Nito is there at the desk, just wanting, demanding something. And you can quite clearly hear him on the effects mic. Being urged to go back to his technical area. Boniface and Jang starting the celebrations, though. It's been a good week for him and his Senegal team. Looking like 3 wins out of 3. And they can wind the clock down, but there will still be. Well, in fact, that will be that. Nito hands out the plaudits to his opposite number. And Senegal complete the win in this battle of the big beasts in Group B. 66-51 in the end. And a fine, fine victory completed with Enjoy strong in the paint, Hannah terrific in the backcourt, and a little bit of niggle between the two teams, but that might not be forgotten when they resume hostilities in February. $15 points the margin, which may be significant potentially when they do reconvene next year. But it has been quite the performance from Senegal, who restricted Angola to just 5 first quarter points. And what fans have been able to get into the Kigali arena will appreciate Angola's comeback, such as it was in the second half, winning the second half, in fact, 32-29. But they really paid for a slow start. Gaku looks as if there may be some strong words said in the locker room when they get there. These the stats that matter. Look at that, Angola, 3 from 36 from 3-point range, and still really couldn't get much of a platform in the paint as well. Key stat still for me, though, points in the paint. 36 to Senegal, 20 for Angola. Hannah 17 points and Doi 15, the difference between the two teams. And Angola never led at any stage, and Senegal are 3-0 in Group B and looking good for the reverse set of games to be played in February. They'll enjoy tonight, no doubt, as much as they can, socially distanced and under the restrictions. And there, a little brief glimpse of the standings, and there the celebrations on court. And they'll continue for a while yet, you'd have thought. So there's the table. There's the standings. Senegal 3-0, Angola just in behind them. And who knows what is to come in February. And earlier, as you saw, Kenya winning 79-62 over Mozambique in the other game in this group earlier today. And these are the best moments from the second half. A little more even than we saw in the first, in particular, with Joaquim getting things moving for Angola. And it looked as if he was going to spark a serious revival at one stage and get Angola a little closer to that they achieved. But Ador with the alley-oop to fight. Made sure that Senegal had it covered. And Jai with the powerful dunk on the fast break. Paolo denied, and then Enjoy with the vision to just go straight coast to coast and not take anything in between. There was plenty of chat from the sidelines. Coach Nito almost as expressive as Boniface Dong. You always felt that Angola were playing catch-up. Solid dunks from Fai, who didn't exactly endear him to Angola with that defensive play that was deemed unsportsmanlike, not surprisingly. And Paolo certainly felt the effects of that. Hannah, though, reigns supreme in the backcourt for Senegal. Just magnificent at times. 17 points, 6 rebounds. Fai with 13 points himself. Doi, though, my player of the game. 15 points, 13 rebounds. A couple of blocks too, before he fouled out with 1:47 to play. But I think with the physical nature of the way Senegal dominated in the paint for large periods, that Angola will remember that, and they'll come back with interest when these two teams get together again back here in Kigali, Rwanda, for a second go at each other. And hopefully by that stage we may be able to get more fans in for that. Quite a day, though, and quite a game to complete things at the Kigali Arena. From us all, it's goodbye.